into the discussion segment on this morning on ITV. Like what I said while opening the package for today on TMI, I said we'll dive into what is happening in Edo State. Yes, talking about APC as a political party giving a direct ticket to the 4 members that were not inaugurated into the House, and of course giving one extra free ticket to the member that refused to switch camp, so to speak. Those citizens have been talking about it. We're like, really, it's a good thing that remember those people. Others are saying, come on, what about others that have so much to offer? My analyst will throw more light on that. In course also of this discussion, we'll talk about the price of nomination forms. A political party says they are pegging theirs at 100 million, 15 million, 10 million as the case maybe, but they say twists. They now said if you are below 40, 50% slash. We'll talk about that also. If the ruling party is trying to project the not too young to rule, law into effect. But first of all, let's talk about what is happening in Edo State. With me here in the studio, I have a legal practitioner, public affairs commentator, an entrepreneur, and is deep into agriculture. Join me to welcome Barrister Robinson Imade. Barrister, welcome to TMI Sunday's edition. I appreciate your coming, sir.
Thank you very
welcome,
much.
Sir.
Good morning,
All right. And he is flanked by 2 youths. He was like, Will, what's all this? I said, not so worry, sir. You were like, creating a balance to this discussion. I'd like to start my introduction by introducing the youth on my far left. Yes, a political analyst, political affairs commentator, a human rights activist. Of course, he wants to venture into politics. So if I call him a politician, I'm not making a mistake. Join me to welcome Emmanuel Aibogo. Emmanuel, welcome to TMI Sunday's edition.
Yeah,
I appreciate your comment.
Good morning, Wilson, and good morning, viewers at home.
Okay, and I have one usually very close to me. He is a member of Edo State Security Network here, Vigilante. He is also a political activist, human rights, political affairs commentator. Yes, he's also involved in politics. We'll be like, we're on a low key. But all the same, Jeremy, welcome, Stan Osaponokodi.
Thank you very much.
Welcome, Stan.
Thank you very much, Mr. for having me. Viewers at home, good morning, and thank you for joining us.
All right. I want to start off with Barrister Robinson Imade. You've been following the political terrain in Edo State, and there is, a political party, APC to be precise. The last meeting they talked about these 14, House of Assembly members that were not inaugurated, for us to say kudos for a job well done or a pat on the back for the role you played. We're going to give you an express ticket to vie for that same position. You're not given the opportunity to operate even after you won the election. What do you feel about the outcome of the enlarged meeting of the APC?
Well, for me, as a non-politician, a non-APC member, I see the move as wrong, as an imposition of candidates. Whether we like it or not, if they were even in the House, if they had been sworn in, they would have had to run these primaries. It is a lose-lose affair for the constituents of those 14 people. Because in the first instance, the constituents were denied representation. I don't want to go into why they were not sworn in, whether they were right or wrong. But as we speak, those constituencies do not have representation in the House. And the sin they committed was voting these people into power. At the end of the day, you are saying that those who, either by way of omission or commission, are not representing the people who voted for them, should not have automatic ticket. Have they thought of the feelings of the constituents? Have they also looked at their constitution? You take a resolution to outsmart the constitution of your party. Even if that were allowed, one would have even thought that these people who got the votes of the people, their electorate thwarted, may not at this time get the blessings of their people. We voted for you. For whatever reason, you couldn't carry out the message we sent you. And our party is now saying, you go to contest again automatically. Who is sure that what happened before will not happen again? We are not looking at why they were not sworn in, but the fact that people voted for them and they are not representing them, and we are now saying you're giving automatic ticket. What about other people who would have loved to contest even against them had they been in the house? You are shutting the gate against those people. You are patronizing them, being sympathetic towards their cause, as if there are no avenues you would have sought redress. In my opinion, I think it is wrong. Everybody is entitled to participate in the primaries. And that is my quarrel with our political setting. Independent candidates are not allowed. Right. And so we are at the whims and caprice of the political parties, whenever they say stands. Like you said, we're going to talk about the humongous amount they are now saying people should pay to get nomination forms. Okay. Giving those 14 people automatic ticket is not democratic.
Okay, I will come back to you, Barrister Robinson Imade. Emmanuel Aibogo, you heard him. You are a human rights activist, politician. Now, what do you feel about that move? Saying giving them automatic ticket for their loyalty, for being steadfast. For what Barrister Imade said, he said that is not so cool from his own angle.
The truth be said, you cannot build something on nothing. These 14 members were not just given the opportunity to run for another term via the issues that occurred, but they were also, shown, the level of concern by the party. Do not forget, when all of this issue happened, the governor was in APC, the 14 members were all in APC, the governor celebrated 24/24 across the state, having won all the House of Assembly seats. But we forget to say one thing, that there was a nocturnal inauguration. That nocturnal inauguration were inaugurations where you saw House of Assembly members who wore knickers, House of Assembly members who are currently saying they want to give lands to Fulani headers who are currently terrorizing us as a people.
But they never said they want to give lands to please.
I'm coming, please. Right. It was in the public discourse. I'm not saying it. We all read on the dailies. There was a bill that was submitted by Honorable Roland Asoro in the floor of the House, and there were some level of lands they were saying they were going to, give to headers as a form of a settlement for them to go about their private business. However, let's not derail from the course.
Yes.
Now, you have seen these 14 members who say we will not join people who were sworn in with knickers, because knicker before the floor of the Hallowed Chamber is an indecent dressing. You have seen 14 members who came out to say that, no, even if we ought to enjoy the benefit of our office as legislators, we don't have any other choice than to go to court to argue. And to date, these cases have been frustrated in court in the Edo State High Court that they have never been heard. And you are saying these 14 members who have stood firm to defend the democratic principles they believe in, that their party should not honor them. It is indeed a thing of joke. It is indeed, misplaced for any right-thinking person or group of individuals to say that what they have done is in a wrong faith. But however, let me state this. Just few days ago, you saw the member representing Oredo, who was elected and was never sworn in, did say that having looked at the political terrain, he's making a personal decision, having been consulted by members of his constituents, that he decides to step aside for a young man called Gabros to fly the flag of the party representing the interests of Oredo people.
We will come to
that. So that is to round it up. That is democratic. That is very, 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 very in place and out of law.
Right.
Thank you.
All right, I'll come back to you, Emmanuel. We've gotten two different opinions and views on this particular issue. Let's get to hear from Stan. Stan, what do you feel about this?
Yes, we're going to look at it from a divergent perspective, from two angles. The first angle is party loyalty. We will not want to bend it, we'll say it the way it is, and no need for embellishment. In the face of Edo people, the actions of these persons were obnoxious, and it was tantamount to betrayal of their constituents. But when it comes to the issue of party politics, believe you me, they've been able to show to their party that they are extremely very, very loyal, and the need for the party to reciprocate their candidature has become so sacrosanct. So I, for one, am not a member of the All Progressive Congress, and I think there are limits to what I will say in respect to their activity. But let's look at it holistically when it comes to the state. First and foremost, I've not seen anywhere in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria where wearing liquor has been banned. If there is, and we consider it as an aberration or anything that is contrary to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I expect my brother here to quote the sections in the Constitution so that we understand the fact that those persons have contravened. That's one. Then, secondly, as far as we are concerned, politics is not all about individual thing. It's all about the collective interest and destiny of our people. That is why a man who lived 300 years before Christ, Aristotle once said that politics is the science of collective happiness. Man by nature is a political animal. To me, I think that the All Progressive Congress, within their discretion, know what they are supposed to do. But I know that even if they give them the or don't give them the that is none of my business, but we are going to beat them again in elections. That is my concern. I'm coming.
Calm down. Let the election come up first.
Very good. Very good. But you know, you will not expect a member of the People Democratic Party like Osakunoku to now begin to concern himself with what is happening in the Progressive Congress. We are waiting for whoever represents. Same way we have defeated them in the past, we are going to beat them again. This time, we are going to defeat them mercilessly. But let's leave that aside. We are talking about the overall interest of Edo people. Now, as far as we are concerned, we also agree to the fact that this set of people stood firmly to say, no, this is what the leadership of our party stands for, because they were not acting as an individual. Those 14 lawmakers, because we all knew what happened before the 14 lawmakers stood against the governor. While the governor was busy celebrating that, yes, we have won, some selected individuals were already plotting on how to remove the governor from office. Let us not forget, we were discussing on social media some few days ago, somebody wrote and said, a governor who ensured that no Edo man have access to position at the federal level should not be regarded as a governor. And I said, listen, in Benin Parable, we have what we call governor. So far, no roof. Now, you yourself, you were plotting with how to interpret the non-Benin. No individual follows what they are going to use in killing your enemy. For as long as the enemy will die, no problem. So, now the truth of the matter is, and I said, the governor on his own was being celebrating. This set of people were plotting on how to remove the governor. And you expect the governor to allow you to have access to resources to fight him back. So for as long as the governor is in existence, he must do everything humanly possible to defend himself. So it was a war. No, you cannot give me a slap back. And you are telling me, I slap me back. You will not tell me what to do. And I come to shoot you. You will not tell me because you slap me, I should come and slap back. You don't have the right to determine my response. So the government himself did what he could to ensure that he protects himself from the voracious actions of this set of elements. But by and large, the more we factually analyzing political issues when it borders on public concern, as far as I'm concerned, those men have been able to show loyalty to the leadership of the All Progressive Congress, not to the All Progressive Congress in itself, but to the leadership, stating that we stand firmly to defend what our leaders said. Right. But get it clearly. Get it clearly. As far as we are concerned in Edo State, we all knew what metamorphosed into that particular issues. This set of people were listening to an individual who wanted to have control, and not just control, absolute control of the seat of governance in Edo State. And that is why, to some of us, in fact, in case you are not aware, let me re-echo it. I was the one who initiated the governor's campaign song of that carry your ticket. All right, came from me. All right, and this was a fight to secure the collective destiny of all of the people.
Thank you, Stan. Now, Stan, you spoke from two angles, like what you said: loyalty,
to the party, but not to the people.
Okay, Barrister Robinson, is it right for one to place loyalty before constitution or loyalty before the people? After all, Emmanuel talked about loyalty, unalloyed loyalty, while Stan was speaking from two perspectives. So what's your stand on this? The loyalty factor.
I don't believe that the All Progressive Congress as a party see their actions as the height of loyalty as being canvassed here. If the party saw it that way, they would have been given positions, both within and outside. There is a government in power. We have seen some APC members who also have been considered loyal by the party, giving national positions here and there. I don't want to mention it. I do not also believe that those guys were voted for by members of the APC alone in their constituencies. Like he said, it's a betrayal of the mandate given by the people, not by APC. And to that extent, it will not suffice for APC to now say, because you were loyal to maybe some of us or the leaders, carry the ticket, go with the ticket. Again, what they have proposed now, I don't think it will happen. If it does happen, what mode of primary would that be? APC has put in place, the country has put in place modes of primaries, either direct, indirect, or consensus.
But according to reports on the papers, they are yet to adopt a mode of primaries.
The APC is yet to adopt.
Yes, but for the sales of form paper.
If they now decide to adopt a mode of primaries, will imposition be part of it? Because if you say, because this person was kind to us, let him go, what would the other people who are interested? We've seen that in Edo State in particular, the level of political awareness has risen tremendously. People who thought either the national houses or in the state, who thought they have performed so well and will have the ticket on the platter of gold, are being challenged even by their friends. So are we saying that an enlarged meeting of the APC would have done right to say those people who, because they were loyal to us, they don't represent the people who voted them, should take the ticket? I hope we know what we are doing. Because the election is not going to be within the APC. It's going to be election of all the constituents in the various constituencies. And they all may belong to different parties. Nigeria has not got into the sorry state of only party members voting for candidates. People like us who do not belong to any party will vote for candidates. Yeah. And we will look at them and say, oh, this guy, for example, thank God nobody from my constituency is there amongst the 14. I would have asked, the vote we gave this person before, what did he do with it? He sacrificed it on the altar of loyalty to the party. That is not good enough for our democracy. But again, if you buy forms, you say, oh, we are not giving you forms, or we are giving you free forms, or we are giving you a ticket to contest. If they say, don't pay for the forms that have become exorbitant, it's okay. But to say we are giving the opportunity to just contest the positions they mortgaged on or sacrificed on the altar of loyalty before, for me, it cannot be excused. But then, let us be careful how we talk about this Stan and my elder brother here. Because the case is in court. It's subject is just now to discuss. The things I'm hearing about what happened or why they didn't represent should not be what we should be discussing here.
We're focusing more on this
the outcome of this decision. I thought that's what we discussed.
Yes.
That's why I said at the beginning, I want to go into the merit of their not being there. Because that is not, it shouldn't be part of what we should be discussing here.
Right.
But the truth is that allowing them go, have the ticket to contest this election without going through the process of primaries will be a disservice to other loyal party members of the APC.
Emmanuel, You heard him. He talked about imposition, which will not really augur well for democratic dispensation. Take it up from that. Is it not imposition? Because others may even have interest. You give an example of one stepping down for the order voluntarily. What about others that really want to, like, just take their shot on a particular position?
But we are talking about democracy, and we're not talking about imposition. Imposition of a candidate means that you are saying no other person should buy form in the party. No other person should, come out to venture for that office. I just give you an instance here.
But morning. Is that not what it meant right now? Free tickets?
I'm coming. No, I'm just giving you an instance now this morning. I said in Oredo,
somebody stepped down. I will not mention
somebody said, I think I don't want to contest, and I think this person will do better than I would have done. So therefore, let him fly. I don't really know how you see that. But the truth be said, it is only when you want to build something out of nothing, then you begin to throw tantrums here and there. The truth of the matter is that these people said, and I'll keep repeating it again, that they cannot go for inauguration, having won election, by 10 p.m. in the night. By 10 p.m. in the night. The governor won election, he was sworn in. By 9 a.m. in the morning, everybody was at Ogbe Stadium. In the history of Federation House of Assembly, nobody has ever sworn in any member of parliament by 10 p.m. in the night. And some of them wearing knickers. And back to what my brother said about the issue of knicker. If you look very closely across the 36 states of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which House of Assembly have you ever seen them wearing knicker?
Okay, but don't think we've gone past that stage right now.
No, my brother, see,
we've gone past that stage.
When you decide to jettison the truth, that's why I started by letting you know that you cannot build something on nothing. When you jettison the truth, when you jettison the antecedent that has occurred, and you are just talking about the way forward, you are not solving the issues. And I started by giving you an example here, that in the same APC, somebody came out to say, we are one big family. I think my brother here is a good guy, he is well qualified, and I think he will do better. He has gone. Why are we not looking at it from that angle? In my own constituency, the member who is representing us, who was never sworn in, Barrister Washington Osifo, he is not even vying for the office of the House of Assembly. He wants to go to the House of Rep. So democracy is still in play. The truth be said here, let us not shy away because we feel that the statements will not favor one side or the other. The truth be said, these 14 members who stood firm to ensure that the interference or executive interference in legislative matters should not be. Do not forget, the Federal House of Assembly intervened. The governor shut the door at them. The President, Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who is the leader of the APC as a political party, also intervened. The governor shut the door against him. So let us not forget about all these things. Let us not forget about this. And to run my statement, these 14 members are in court. These 14 members are in court with the state government. By virtue of a jurisdiction, the way our courts, our laws are being made, it is in the High Court Benin that this matter will be heard. Up to date, it is 4 years running now. No hearing has been conducted. Why are the society, why are these people who are saying automatically, why are they not bothered about this gross injustice, these anti-democratic principles that are in our very glare for all to see? Why are they not bothered that a matter of whether to be sworn in or whether the inauguration was right have not been heard by the judiciary in the state? For over 4 years, somebody filed a suit in the court, and the matter has never been heard. And you say what the party is doing is not in good faith?
Okay, thank you, Manuel. Thank you. I'd like you to take us forward, bringing us backward, because we've gone beyond that. Though you're making a very firm point. Yes. Okay. Well, let's take a look at this from this angle. automatic ticket. It's like whatever position you want to vie for, it's an automatic ticket.
My brother, this is democracy.
Okay.
And if you want to contest,
Yes.
and if you want to contest, the floor is open.
Okay.
Go buy your nomination form. But the party are telling you that we are going to consider these people.
Okay.
First, and I've also told you that some persons are not even vying for that same office.
They want to go higher.
Some people are wanting to go higher. Some people are also wanting. So it's democracy. People are making, their rights. They are, serving their rights.
Over to you now, Stan.
We are going to take it from one after the other. First and foremost, he said, you should, Emmanuel Agbegbe should be.
I wouldn't want us to go back.
No, I'm not going backward. But there are issues that have been released to the air. It needs to be debunked first before we move front. You cannot say we should move forward when there is already an impression created. Yes. Now, first and foremost, Emmanuel Agbegbe, I want you to understand something, that those persons who step down on an individual basis and not party-oriented basis. Decorum.
Hold on, now he has the floor.
They step down on individual basis and not on the basis of party in itself. That's what I tell you. First and foremost, I was very plain when I agreed to the fact that they acted in respect to the loyalty to leadership of the party, not even the party itself, and they betrayed the entire trust of Edo people. Now, let us really understand something. You must also agree to the fact that before the very day of that particular inauguration, this set of 14 members held a press conference that the term is expiring, that the governor must transmit a letter for an inauguration. That same day was the day for the inauguration. This set of people held a press conference that it must be done, and governor listened to the press conference and transmitted a letter for the inauguration to be heard, and it was heard.
By 10 p.m.
I do not understand. 10 p.m. Do you have anywhere in the constitution?
You guys are taking us back.
Do you have anywhere in the constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria when it said 10 p.m. is an aberration? In fact, let me tell you today, in case you don't understand politics, politics is done mainly in the night. Politicians and witch are the same. They move in the night. When you are sleeping, politicians are negotiating, moving across the street. That's all. They don't interrupt me. They cover me. Talks about.
Emmanuel, let me say. Please don't because but let's move forward.
Now, as far as we are concerned, we already knew what transpired. In fact, I am more of All Progressive Congress in the past than Emmanuel Agbegbe. He knows he's sitting here. So you can't tell me anything with respect to the party. What happened? Because as I told you, we don't want to begin to gamble into issues that borders on individual personality. An individual was controlling the party. When the governor wants to move from this table to the next place, they say, where are you going to? Are you building structure? Where are you going to? Are you building structure? And you want to tie the hands of the governor? Before the government went to Abuja to go and say publicly when he was receiving the day people, he said, I cannot be a governor and not be a governor. Do you know the meaning of that statement? So he was tired and he wanted to be free. I thought that we are free. Edo is free. That is by the inside. Now, gentlemen, you want to go forward. You want to go forward. Yeah, I want to go forward. But it was, to me, it was so imperative for me to respond to that information disseminated to the public.
All right.
Now, as far as we are concerned, I want to be very factual. The All Progressive Congress in itself, to me, is not even enough to be a topic. Because they have lost their value in Edo State.
Well, that is
yes.
one of the
I said, listen now, English language is not rocket science. I said to me before I started. So why I might be crucified by a panel who is supposed to protect me. Now, the point being made is very explicit, with all due respect. As far as we are concerned, this set of people actually betrayed the trust given to them by the people of their constituent. If you follow me on social media, I openly said, and I quote, our party should not bother to contest the senatorial election in the North if Oshomola is running.
Gentlemen,
I'm coming.
Gentlemen, this way I put my foot down.
Okay, good. Okay, let me leave that. I just want to be factual and I want to be sincere. But let me tell you the simple truth. This set of persons have actually betrayed the trust of Edo people. To me, if you ask me, they reserve no right. Some of them are lucky that we are not in the room there. If not, we really want to contest the ticket with them. And we will face them in an election and defeat them outrightly. When it comes to level of popularity.
Thank you.
So the point being made is very explicit and clear. Advise them, let the interest of Edo become the topmost priority of everyone. as far as we are concerned today, our people are fall short of expectation. You will say that as of today, when it comes to the issue of the Edo State government, this my brother here sitting will remove his face cap and begin to crucify. Till date, this man have never come out to criticize the gross actions of the federal government. No. $1 to $1, we have not seen anything. We spent over 10 billion for subsidy per year. To build a refinery takes 7 years, and you are going to spend 9 billion. What is the kind of monumental corruption? What has the honorable said about that? On the daily basis, you are here at the time, the governor of the state did this, the governor of the state that, the case in High Court, the case in High Court that. This is the only country where a man who got about 10, we were thrown in as the governor of Imo State. What have you said about it?
Stanley, thank you. It is not between you.
It's between me and him. I told you from the initial start, I said, it was enough for us to have conflict. It is between the both of us. We are aware now. We are fighting. Hold on. Myself and Imanagogo, we are fighting. It is
Gentlemen, please, let's calm down. Let's calm down. Okay, all right. Well, both of you are at loggerheads right now, and of course, Barrister Robinson in my is of the opinion that this is not, how will I put it now, suitable for Edo people and people from the constituency. Anyway, we want to go for a break. When we return, we'll continue with discussion. Don't go away.